Imagine seeing a concept before anyone else in history. It is probably impossible to reach that frame of mind at a time when all visual references to similar concepts show logs and hackers that inform us little and provoke fear. When the Cyberpeace Institute contacted me to illustrate what Cyberpeace is, I understood from the very first moment that this was going to be a challenge. How could I illustrate a concept that had never been represented before and that will engage and provoke reactions in the audience? How to transcend the paradoxes of the positive and negative aspects of the internet and give a visual representation to Cyberpeace. The problem is that by being a new concept, there are no previous visual references to what Cyberpeace is, and this concept, like so many other concepts of the human experience, is a multidimensional and convoluted one. So how do we unravel this tangle of ideas and concepts to be digested at a glance? We can find the thread and we can begin pulling from it. I found this thread on a fragment of a Medium article, Cyberpeace from Human Experience to Human Responsibility, where Stefan Dugan, the CEO of the Cyberpeace Institute, exposes Cyberpeace exists only when human security, dignity, and equity are ensured in digital ecosystems. Here Dugan shows us the pillars that allow Cyberpeace to develop. So, with this goal in mind, let's continue to pull on this thread and go one level beyond to what peace is. Daisaku Ikeda, a Buddhist philosopher and founding president of the Soka Gakkai International, presents a reflection on peace that overlaps with some of the concepts presented by Stefan Dugan. He says that peace is not just the absence of war. It is truly a peaceful society, as one in which everyone can maximize their potential to lead fulfilling lives free from threats to their dignity. Genuine peace can only be established on the basis of respect for the dignity of the human life and a recognition of our shared humanity. Now, with a concept formed about peace and cyberpeace, to go one step further, we can take help from dialectics, a philosophical tool proposed by the German philosopher Hegel. In dialectics, Hegel proposes that to reach the evolution of a concept, its synthesis, we must confront our thesis with its antithesis. In this case, the antithesis of peace leads us to study what war is, or in this case, the human causes of war. And if we ask our Buddhist friends for more help, we will see that in their philosophy, the human causes of war are anger, greed, and stupidity. Using again dialectics to find the antithesis of these causes, we can find compassion, generosity, and awareness as the fundamental ingredients that help us understand what peace is. So, how then do we tie all these concepts together? Here we are helped by our friends the Greeks, and later by Joseph Campbell, who found in their stories this means of communication that transcends millennia and cultures, and have captivated us since immemorial times with this pattern, the hero's journey. In the hero's journey, Campbell tells us that our main character begins in the status quo, and then he wants something else. On this journey, he changes internally to adapt to this new world and receives help from others. He achieves victory and learns from what has happened. He then returns to the known, but now he has changed, and so he changes his scale of the world, and his field of order has now expanded. If we order our set of ideas and apply them on the hero's journey, we will see that we can form a story through what we have developed before. And each of these concepts precedes the previous ones in a linear order. Now we know that security, dignity, and equity are a result of facing the two previous phases. So to show a visual synthesis of Cyberpeace, we must focus on the human component, the dialectical confluence of the thesis and antithesis, such as security versus privacy, to reach its synthesis. Here we arrive at four representations, where we see external and uncontrollable situations, the unknown, provoked by the human causes of war, anger, greed, and stupidity. And we have our hero, a being of light who overcomes obstacles with compassion, or receives help from others, and achieves victory against darkness through assistance, accountability, and advancement. Overall, we can understand what Cyberpeace is: an active process of evolution from chaos to order, framing it in a dramatic representation of the eternal process of balancing our instincts and our search for meaning, the light and the darkness that are part of the human experience. And by touching the human experience, we seek to develop a physical sensory reaction to the viewers, make them identify emotionally with the piece and have it engraved in their minds, and hopefully be the first stone in a culture of representation of Cyberpeace that will continue for the generations to come. Thank you, my name is Abraham Peña, I'm an art director at montilvo.com, and this was The Art Commission. See you on the next one.